Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Salutations to all. The same 6 planets conjunction in Pisces after 410 years. It is happening on 29th March 2025, Saturday and Sunday. The 6 planets conjunct in Pisces are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn and Rahu. So some of you may question me, why is it that you have said it's after 410 years when there was a 6 planet conjunction which has happened in 2019 December and 2021 February as well? Well, those 6 planets combination is different and it has happened in Capricorn and Sagittarius. The 6 planet conjunction which I'm talking about now is the one which is happening this year in Pisces, and the same 6 planet combination has happened 410 years ago. But briefly as an introduction, let us look what is a 6 planet conjunction and what are its generic effects. So a 6 planet conjunction is when 6 planets are together in one sign or in a degree conjunct. This year on 29th and 30th March 2025, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn and Rahu are being conjunct in Pisces, and these planetary positions are taken as per the sidereal astrology or Vedic astrology. The generic effects of the 6 planet conjunction is Arogyam cha Gurukshetre. So whenever the 6 planets are conjunct in Jupiter signs, that is Sagittarius or Pisces, they affect the general health of the public in large scale. And shashtagraha granti samasta deshan. So whenever 6 planets are being conjunct in any sign, irrespective of the lordship, they affect the whole world. Granti samasta deshan means they have an impact on all the countries in the world. And some other sources state that Grahashatka samoyoge mantrinam maranam bhavet pashvaswadi bhayam sarvam sankaradi janakshayah pattaragno vinasova mahabhaya mathapiva, which means that whenever a 6 planet conjunction happens, Grahashatka samoyoge mantrinam maranam bhavet means senior political leaders will be deceased or assassinated, or there's a life threat for them. Pashvaswadi bhayam sarvam means the cattle, the dairy industry is being affected a lot, and also the yield is being affected a lot. Sankaradi janakshayaha means there will be a devastating effect on the human population, and we can see a large decline in the human population due to some natural calamities or unnatural incidences or some pandemics or viral infections or war-like situations, etc. Pattaragno vinasova means so many cities will be peopleless, which indicates that there is a loss of population. Mahabhaya mathapiva means some incident or some situation will occur which creates panic among the public in huge scale. These are the general effects which are indicated by a 6 planet conjunction. So coming to the 6 planet conjunction which is happening this year, the same similar planetary conjunction has happened 410 years ago in 1615, March 28th. And around that time we have seen that the European colonization has increased a lot and global trade was accelerating. The British East India Company was expanding in India, and the Mughal Empire was strengthening ties with England as well. And also there was a big shift in the global trade and economic power struggles as well, and also diplomatic alliances happening. And the same similar combination in Pisces has happened in 1113 CE as well. It was in the Middle Ages, we can say, or the early Middle Ages, and it was marked by major religious movements and conflicts. The Knights Hospitaller or medieval Catholic military order was gained influence at that time, and also a lot of religious and ideological shifts has happened, spiritual revivals has happened, the conflicts related to faith have also taken place. So what are the likely effects which might happen in 2025, the 6 planet conjunction? Before seeing that, let us look at the historical events which has happened in the 20th century. So we know, is the 6 planet conjunction always going to bring something negative towards the world, or it might bring some positive effects as well? Or does every 6 planet conjunction indicate some sort of catastrophic or tragic incidents happening in the environment? So if we look at the dates when there was 6 planet conjunction happening in 20th century, the first one took place in 1907. It was in Cancer, and It has indicated an economic crisis which has affected US and the whole world as well. It was a panic of 1907 which indicated some major financial crisis and also the collapse of the US banking system. And in 1910 there were two six-planet conjunctions happening in the same month. It was in Virgo and Libra, and a third one also happened in November 1910 as well. And it has indicated the rising tensions in the world, mostly in Europe and US, and those were the pre-World War I tensions. And in 1915, a six-planet conjunction was in Aquarius, and it has intensified the World War I and the Armenian genocide as well. In 1921, there was a six-planet conjunction in Virgo, which indicated the economic crisis, mostly in Germany, and global impact as well. There was hyperinflation in Germany and economic instability post the World War I. And in 1934, there was a six-planet conjunction in Capricorn, which indicated the economic struggles. It was a global impact, and the Great Depression was worsening during that time. And in 1941, there was a six-planet conjunction in Aries, which indicated war and conflict, mostly Europe, Asia, and the US. So it has indicated that the World War II was escalated, the Nazi invasion of USSR, and also the Pearl Harbor attack has happened in that year in US. And in 1949, there was a combination in Aries. It has indicated the war and political crisis. There was a Chinese civil war that year, and also the NATO was formed. And in 1962, there was a combination in Capricorn, which has a Cold War tensions with the Cuban Missile Crisis, and there was the peak of the US and Soviet Union tensions, and there was also a space war going on for power struggles, like who is going to enter the space first, who is going to land on the moon first, and there was a lot of space exploration and space research carried on during that time. And in 1965, there was a six-planet conjunction. It has indicated the Indo-Pakistan War. And in 1979, it was in Leo. It indicated the Iranian Revolution and US hostage crisis. And in 2000, there was an economic crisis in the US and the globe as well. There was a dot-com bubble burst, and it also indicated some early signs of global recession which might happen. And coming to the last decade, in 2019, December 26th and 27th, there was a six-planet conjunction in Sagittarius. After that, within 3 months, we have seen that the COVID pandemic has begun, and it had a global impact. There was a lockdown throughout the world for around like 3 months. The economy was falling, all the prices and all the stocks were hit, and people were struggling to meet the economic expenses. Many were left jobless. We have seen all this during the COVID-19 first wave. And like within a year or so, in 2021, February 11, there was a six-planet conjunction in Capricorn. And within like 2 months from that, we have seen a new variant of the COVID-19 virus, which has led to the COVID second wave. And there was an economic downturn and a lot of financial struggles happening all over the world. So again, there was a pandemic crisis. And after 4 years or so, in March 29th and 30th, 2025, we are going to see another six-planet conjunction in Pisces. So from the above historical data, we can say that irrespective of the sign it is happening in, whenever a six-planet conjunction happens, the impact is most likely global, and it might be economic crisis or a pandemic-like crisis or a war-like situation happening. I have shortlisted some predictions which are most likely to happen due to the oncoming six-planet conjunction. So if we look at the summary, the 29th and 30th March 2025, the six-planet conjunct are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Rahu, and it's happening in Pisces. So there might be a big spiritual and religious transformation happening globally, some AI spirituality overtaking like many people. Rather than relying on real gurus, they might be relying on AI to know about all the stuff. And there might be some major spiritual conflicts or religious ideological beliefs and conflicts or new ideologies emerging as well. And also a global economic power shift might happen. Like till now, US has been a dominant in the global economy forefront, and we might see a shift in that with other countries trying to dominate as well. I'm not explicitly going to say India, but China has a big scope and India also has a scope. It might not be as of now or today, but in the near future it might eventually happen. And also there might be a collapse of the old structures. Like Europe is facing a lot of financial struggle, so instead of Europe, many other countries might try to dominate that space. Also, since it's happening in Pisces, many water related disasters might happen, or some oceanic breakthroughs or naval wars might take place as well. And also technological advancements might happen in space, AI and quantum physics because of the sign being Pisces. And there will be many geopolitical realignments and ideological shifts as well. Most probably, like instead of just US trying to dominate the global scenario, many countries might try to dominate the place with, like China trying to dominate the South China Sea, like trying to take over Taiwan as well. So such situations might take place, many other players trying to dominate the world. And also war-like situations, I haven't written it here, but if we observe the present, like the Ukraine and Russian war, or the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas as well, and also US taking part and striking the southern part of Lebanon as well. So slowly some other countries also might try to take part in that, and there will be a war-like situations increasing instead of settling down. Also, a possible pandemic-like event with a new viral strain or some immune disorder or some antibiotic resistant diseases might show up all of a sudden, just like the COVID first and second wave situation times. Now, mental health may be in crisis due to growing technology and isolation or AI, and fungal infections might come up newly, and waterborne diseases are most likely to spread as well because of the sign being Pisces. And there is a lot of climate change indicated as well. And also global efforts towards AI-driven medicine might be taking place, and biosecurity might be an area where most people are likely to concentrate, because whenever a new pandemic or a new strain or virus comes all of a sudden, we should try as much as possible to restrict it or constrain it to some certain space. So in that scenario, a lot of biosecurity research might be taking place. So these are the generic predictions which I foresee most likely to happen this year and the coming year as well. So if we just try to summarize it in a broad sense, so all the 6 planet conjunctions which has happened historically indicated either some war-like situations, disasters, or some pandemic-like situation, health impact, or a global financial crisis. So these 3 are the most ones which are most likely to occur. These are the ones which I have seen after a lot of research in this scenario. If any of you have any new thoughts or some new insights, you might post them in the comments, so it would be useful for me in posting the next videos. Thank you very much.